purring. I got here about 20 minutes early so that I could kind of show you guys where I'm shooting and then talk through how I find these locations as well as how you can find these locations and work on your composition. It is probably the most important rule when you're shooting any kind of photo or video. Absolutely insane, dude. See you, brother. Well, good morning, guys. Welcome to what I think is going to be the first video on my YouTube channel. Obviously, we're in the garage right now, and I kind of just want to have a sit-down chat and talk about what I want this channel to be, as well as kind of go throughout my day-to-day. We're about to take the Supra up to Blairsville, Georgia, shoot at Nelson Tractor Company, and then my buddy Eddie is meeting us up there with his NSX, and we're going to do a little photo shoot. So I'm gonna bring you guys along for that, kind of give you a rundown on what I do, maybe some tips and tricks on some photography. So join me and let's hit the road. Everybody asks me how I get in the Supra. That's how. We are on our way. Check out this pretty thing. Look at her. She's just purring. All right, let's get on the road. I think one of the coolest parts about this car is such a dailyable car. It's just a dailyable car, and it's really fun to take it out. Obviously, this is not my daily, but it's fun to take it out and do daily stuff like I used to do with my old Supra. I dailied it for almost 2 years. That car was an absolute blast to drive, and the speed was so fast. This, I feel like, is more of a vibe car. You don't really get the, I don't know, the same like speed out of it. I mean, it's basically the same car, but you can definitely tell it's a little bit slower. I mean, maybe half a second. But yeah, this car is awesome, and I love driving it. Well, guys, safe to say I don't think we're getting much of a sunrise this morning. But that's okay, because I think this is a valuable lesson to kind of go with the flow with things. I'm probably not going to have time to shoot the Supra before I go shoot for Nelson Tractor, but that's okay because we don't have to shoot at sunrise if it's overcast like this. It actually frees you up a little bit if it's a little bit rainy or like a little bit foggy or a little bit cloudy. And it allows you to shoot during the day. So, I mean, if the conditions are gonna stay like this all day, I could literally just go shoot in, I don't know, 4 hours, 5 hours at like noon, 1 a.m., which is like the bane of my existence to shoot in usually. But I can shoot in those conditions because I won't have harsh lighting. You're gonna still have light, but it'll be diffused, which honestly is pretty much perfect for what you want, especially with all these fall colors here. The sunlight coming through the leaves is really pretty, and I love shooting at like a sunset with really pretty leaves, you know, sun coming through the trees, filtering through and everything. It's amazing. But that being said, shooting in cloudy conditions with red and yellow leaves might be one of the best times to shoot, because you don't have to worry about blues in your sky or harsh lighting on the car and, you know, having position in a certain way. You're pretty much free to put the car wherever you want because there's no real direction of light. It's all diffused. And then, I mean, if I have a location, I am looking to see where the sun's coming from. You know, if it's sunrise, okay, it's coming from the east. So I'm gonna have to position the car where the sunlight is in the back and the car's in the front. So the car's like toward the west, the sunlight's coming from the east. But if you have a rainy day like today, or just slightly overcast where it's just drizzling, that is the best thing you could ask for, honestly. So yeah, we're gonna maybe pivot a little bit and play it by ear, but I'll keep you guys posted. See y'all in a little bit. We have arrived at Granddaddy Mims. We got Jared Nelson in the cut with Nelson Tractor and his brother Andrew. Jared. The pooper is here. We're about to go film. All right, so this is basically everything that I use. Right now I have my photo camera, which is a Sony a7R III. On it I have a Sony G Master 24-70. This is what I'll be using for all of that. On the camera right now I have a 16-35 G Master, if that kind of gives you an idea of the focal range of what I'm using right now. Next up we have the tripod. This is always good for getting your establishing shots. We have the focus motor, which just helps pull focus or zoom, whichever one you want to do. I have a Tomos Ninja 5. It does have an SSD connected to it. The reason I have this as opposed to a Shinobi is because I like to have a second recording go to the SSD in case my SD card corrupts. Always good to have just backup in case. Next up we have the V-mount plate as well as the battery. This is a small rig, just a 99 watt battery. It was like $100 on Amazon. Super helpful. It powers my camera, the monitor, and just some small other things all day long. I do have a side handle, and I'll show you guys all this when I'm done setting it up. The great thing about this is it does have a live record button, so I don't need to keep my hands on the actual FX3 when I'm filming. And then last but not least, we just have a top handle here, just ease of carrying around. I do mount my monitor to this. You guys have seen the whole setup before, but that kind of gives you a breakdown of what I'm using, and you'll see the videos in just a little bit. Well, we're pulling up to the shoot location. I'm actually going to shoot my Supra here first. I meant to shoot here earlier this morning, but I didn't have time. Thankfully, we have a pretty overcast, cloudy day, so I'm able to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about before Eddie gets here, because I may not have time to do so whenever he's here. So we actually just arrived. This is a super pretty road. I love this road so much. But here we are. Allow me to pull this down a little bit. There we go. Let's hop out and take a look. All right, guys, we just got to the shoot location. Obviously, I'm here at the Supra. We're not shooting the NSX just yet. I got here about 20 minutes early so I could kind of show you guys where I'm shooting and then talk through how I find these locations, as well as how you can find these locations and work on your composition. Because you could have the coolest location ever, not have good composition. You get home, you're like, wow, I can't wait to edit these photos, and the composition is just horrendous. So let's start with the location. Obviously, I'm in the North Georgia mountains, so this is a little bit of a hack, but the mountains are so good to shoot in. I'm gonna bring the exposure down a little bit. See the cows out there in the fields, the little lake. And here is the man himself, Eddie, with his NSX. Let's go. Well, we're gonna be showing you guys. I saw Eddie got here a little bit earlier than I expected. So we are driving up to the spot where we're gonna be shooting. I'm gonna clean off the car a little bit, so sorry Supra, no photos for you today, but I think y'all are really gonna like this spot. This location is so sick. Even the road coming up to it is just so cinematic. I mean, you guys saw it when I recorded that clip a little bit earlier, but so pretty, like just an amazing view. Oh man, I love this view. The clouds are like perfect right now. Impeccable. All right, see you in a sec. So we have Eddie's NSX set up in front of the mountains here. The number one thing that I want to mention to you guys is the rule of thirds. It is probably the most important rule when you're shooting any kind of photo or video. It's It's one of the first things you learn in any art class. So what I'm talking about is you want to make sure that your photo or video is balanced. So in this case, we have your third here, and then this is your last third. Obviously I have the Supra and that in the way. Those will go away later. But then you also have leading lines pointing to yours. So you have 1/3 here, you have 1/3 coming down here, and then this is your final third. So if you can make sure that you compose an image with those rules in mind, that's gonna be 100% of the time, your composition is gonna be better than what it was before. Now, obviously I had the car set up in a way where you have the front 3/4 shot, and I can actually get about 6 shots with the car like this. So you have your low down shot, you have a little bit of higher up shot if you want to get that. You can get your front wheel shot, if you zoom in a little bit, something like that. You can get a badge or headlight shot like so. And then you can also get a rear either wheel shot or engine bay shot and keep the mountains in focus in the back. And obviously, if you want to get the back, just turn it basically the same way I have it. If you want to get a shot kind of like this in front of the cabin, make sure that you turn the wheel first. You see how the tire is kind of facing me? Instead, you want them to turn the wheel all the way to the left. That way the wheel is facing you. You never want to have a tire facing you at any time, even if you may not think it's a big deal or whatever. It is a big deal. And making sure that you see the faces of the wheel, whether on this side or on this side. I would never shoot a car with this kind of angle here, with the wheel kind of facing me. I would always either turn the wheel or get a shot like this, where it's always looking at you. If you can keep those rules in mind, your composition will get 1,000 times better. So we're about to get to shooting. I will see you guys in a sec. All right, so I just finished shooting the car over here. I'll put a couple of the shots that I got up on screen, and we are now heading back to the little grassy area that we have back here, which it's a little sketchy because it's kind of muddy, but we'll see what happens. Dude, this thing is gonna look so sick here. Oh my gosh, bro. I don't have a polarizer on my lens right now, but this looks absolutely insane, dude. I wish you guys could see this in person. Oh my goodness. I need to throw a polarizer on this. Holy. Yeah, this looks crazy. Let's go. We have the NSX in a spot where NSX just probably should not go, but dude, this looks absolutely insane right now. So just finished up taking a couple photos, probably pop them up on screen. But man, this thing looks absolutely insane here. Just absolutely insane, dude. I'm in love. Popping the top off, gonna get some interior photos and engine bay photos. Always make sure that you have a mix of exterior, engine bay, rollers if you can, interior, any kind of details that matter. Some shots with the owner. These are all photos that will help the whole set just come to life. Right now, this thing is coming to life. Alrighty, just finished up the shoot with my guy Eddie. We got some absolute bangers of photos. Dude, this car is perfection. Look at that. Look at that. See you, brother. Alrighty, y'all. I am back from the NSX shoot. It was a super fun shoot, went really well. I know the weather was not exactly what we had intended on, and I didn't get to shoot the Supra, but that's okay. I had a blast shooting the NSX. Super grateful to Eddie for making the drive up. I know it's a far drive, but I'm sure he didn't mind having to drive the mountains in the NSX too much. So Hope you guys enjoyed some of the videos. I probably threw them on screen throughout the video while we were kind of talking about the shoot. If there's anything else you want to see, if you want to see some of the behind the scenes on what I do for the actual editing process, or I don't really do filters or presets, but if you guys want to, have the preset or something like that, I'd love to do a kind of behind the scenes on how my editing process is. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's my first video, so the more I do it, the more it'll smooth out a little bit. It was probably a little choppy, but yeah, gonna work on it, and I'm excited to just do something new. So again, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.